Hallelujah. Nila Pumitiya Asasura, Lucidia Lilo, Dinisa Diara, Unisura Chandra Chicha, Dama Chandra Chicha. Chandra Lucinai, Chandra Lucia. The Chandra Lucina Puguri, looking at the Jaya, Bari Lesa, there was some.
Yesterday, Sarah started teaching the Dhamma, but it was just an introduction. Now today, Sarah would like to start the main Dhamma talk. So, as for all the human beings, we all like to have this. Not every one of us like to have this. And what we want to have this is, we do want a distinguished real happiness or real bliss. To attain that, we needed to do some of the things. And what are they? Sarah will explain to you.
Chandra Chicha Lilo, Chandra Yaji, Java, Nambia Gong, Aloha Jina, Olo, Ovi, Javalo, Chandra Lucia, Aloha Jina, Ovi Puku, Dua, Diminu Kira, Diminu Kira, Chandra Lucia, Chandra Jama Lama, Toku, Yamaya, the content here you keep it up. Lanza, you get what you need.
Sarah explained that to every one of us like to have a real, distinguished bliss or happiness in life. And how to attain that? There, at one time in this world, there was an incomparable person as arisen. But as that leader does not exist in this world nowadays. As for all the human beings, however we like this distinguished happiness or bliss, but we don't know how to do it. And that's why Sarah explained that the method or the teaching, because of the doubt on that teaching, it is almost becoming hate.
The channel of children is really in your wish. Deep Uchanda, deep sea channels. Uchanda is the little data or in now. The new knowledge, the new knowledge, the new Agubala, that is the W. Issues are the Shabula and Saudi Gilea, Chanda to take away. Either little tower, who Chanda and see Chanda with you. See Chanda to the Garo. Uluji, I really, Suzilia, see Chanda and the West Java. Children, very new.
When it comes to the term of happiness or bliss, there is only two kinds. That is bodily bliss and mental bliss. So for the first kind is it confined to the comfortable life. Because we all have learned to attain certain kind of educational level. So you are endowed with worldly wealth. Because of the comfortable life, we feel quite comfortable for our body. But it is more important for all of us to have a mental bliss. So Sarah appreciates this mental bliss, and just by attaining the object of the materiality, it is not there enough.
ကိုချမ်းသာဆိုတာကတော့ယောဂရဲ့ကျင့်တယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အများကတော့ကိုချမ်းသာလို့ဒီလိုပဲနားလည်ကြတယ်။ယောဂကျင့်ရင်ကိုချမ်းသာမရနိုင်သေးပါဘူး။ရလည်းပဲဒီချမ်းသာလို့ချမ်းသာစေလို့ဆိုရတယ်။စိတ်ချမ်းသာဆိုတာလည်းပဲကိုစိတ်ရဲ့အာရုံလေးတွေမိကြနာစာကြည့်ကြည့်ရတာ။ဒီကောင်းလေးအတန်ကောင်းလေးအနံကောင်းလေးရတာကောင်းလေးကြည့်ကြည့်ကောင်းလေးစိတ်ကောင်းလေးနဲ့နေရတဲ့စိတ်ချမ်းသာတယ်ဒီလိုပဲအများနားလည်ထားပါတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့လည်းအဲ့ဒီချမ်းသာကတော့ဒီလိုကောင်းဒီလိုကောင်းတဲ့ချမ်းသာပါအဲ့ဒီချမ်းသာကိုလည်းချင်းကြည့်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒါကိုရဖို့ရလာပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အဲ့ဒီနေဖို့ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒါနဲ့အချိန်ကုန်နဲ့ကုန်ကြတော့ကိုရတော့ဒီလိုကောင်းကြတယ်ဒီလိုကောင်းကြတယ်ကိုပြောတော့
Sarah explained that most of the people in this world, if we are well-to-do, if we are in good health and no illnesses, then we feel that we have a bliss in our body. And as for our mental happiness, mind happiness, from the sense object, from seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, then whenever we encounter with good object from the sense of seeing, hearing, touching, etc., then we think these are the things that will conduce our mind to have bliss in ourselves. Because we thought these objects, by giving us the bliss in us, it is not a complete or a pure bliss. Because by falling so, or if we are pursuing these pleasantness, then these pleasantness at one time will make you dangerously good, and sometimes it will be really good. So that's why it will make you dangerous, and at one time you may feel it.
ဘုရားလူရတကယ်ကိုချမ်းသာစိတ်ချမ်းသာရောက်တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေဟာအိမ်ချမ်းသာလူရောက်ရအတွက်လုတ်တဲ့ဟာတွေဆိုတာအဲ့ဒါရောရှိရပါတယ်ဒီချီသေးရှိအောင်လုပ်ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒီလုတ်တဲ့အရာတွေကတော့ပါဠိလိုကရိယာလို့ခေါ်ပါတယ်ကရိယာလုတ်တဲ့အရာတွေချမ်းသာလူတွေလေလုတ်တဲ့အရာတွေနားလည်ရတယ်လို့ပဲနားလည်ရင်လည်းမဟုတ်ဘူးလုတ်တဲ့အရာတွေကိုဒီအချိန်ခါအရွယ်နဲ့လုတ်ကိုလုပ်ရမယ်အချိန်ကြီးလို့ရမယ့်အရာတွေဒီလိုလုပ်ရမယ့်အရာတွေ
So in accordance with Buddha's wishes, if we want to achieve a bliss, real bliss in ourselves, there are things we needed to do. It is a must that we must do. That in turn is Sarah says it is called as Kriya. These are the works we needed to be done. So only in that way we will attain a distinguished bliss in ourselves. So these, to attain these, we have to walk. That walk, we should do it regularly. We must do it in time, and we must do it always in time, and it must be done regularly.
ဒီလုပ်ရမယ့်အရာတွေဆိုလို့ရှိရင်စံသာကြီးအကြောင်းလုပ်ရမယ့်အရာတွေဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီပတ်တာတော့ဖြစ်ရဘူး တကျင်းနာပဲဖြစ်ရမှာပဲကိုဘောဖြစ်စီကြီးကိုသတ်စီကိုပြုလုပ်တဲ့အလုပ်ကြီးအဲ့ဒီလုပ်ကြီးတာဖြစ်ရတယ်
So what we needed to do is, if we are going to work to achieve the real bliss, then we cannot do with things that are dirty. So it must be clean and pure. So by doing this clean and pure work, then we can enable our life to be clean and pure.
Any area, choosing the Shia area, how good from the movie, whatever. If you give me a common area, you take the area, it's all rotated area, monkey with a low beam solution. Chanda to your window, Chanda to go to later.
So to walk this pure path, then what are the things we needed to do is all the meritorious work we have to do. These meritorious works mean they are faultless and blameless and they are clean. So if we are doing these faultless and blameless or the meritorious works, then although we don't aim to get the result, because you have done the work, the result will ensue automatically.
Chanda Dugu Palido Sukha Vipaka so Yamata solution of Tukha Vipaka Sukha Chanda Vipa Sukha
Sukha Vipaka.
What to cover to Chanda Ji Bali.
Sarah explained that is done in term in Pali is Sukha Vipaka. Sukha means it is, some explain in English as happiness, in reality it is a bliss. So to attain the distinguished bliss, this we have to walk.
In Chanda Lulu, looking at it, show up. Looking at it, will look at it will probably clear look over.
To attain the real bliss, there are things we needed to avoid or abstain from, and there are things we needed to do it. So these do's and don'ts in Pali term is called as Kriya.
Looking at Surah, what's this about Pala Yima? People say, sorry, I am not like you. Nobody don't get it, nobody don't get it, nobody don't get it. To go on Sana, to get to the Momura, my mera, Matita, that Yinga, CAG Johnny, choosing up, that Shima, choosing the Senate role, a little Omiano cover. I don't call them as a Omiakri, what to.
Since we were born, we all have different characters. There are some with excessive greed, some with excessive anger, some with excessive delusion, and sometimes we are very selfish, and also we are very foolish at times too. So what are these? These are the causes for the suffering. To abstain from all these is we are doing the good works, and meritorious works. This is called as Punya and Kriya. So this is, we are doing the good works for ourselves. And that is, the whole sentence is called as Punya Kriya.
Punya, David, piece of Yamachi, you may have worked peace in you. Choosing the change that it will look
explained about the meaning of the punya, that is the meritorious works. As for our life, to clean and to purify our life, that way of work is termed as punya.
ဒီမှာလောကကြီးမှာလူသားတွေတော်တော်များများကတော့ရှင်ရင်တို့တရားနဲ့နေပြီးတော့တတိကကင်းလွတ်နေတော့ဘောလေလောကကြီးစနေကြလို့ရှိရင်လောကကြီးတိုင်းဆရှိဖြစ်တာရမှာကျင့်နိုင်ပြီဆိုလေဒီကုန်းဆံလောကကြီးများကိုယ်နဲ့မတည့်လို့ရှိရင်လည်းပဲစိတ်ကတာစိတ်ဆိုးတာငုံတာမျိုးတော့တကယ်အမှန်တရားတွေကိုခြေကားစားပြီးတော့မကြည့်ရမမြဲတာဒါလည်းပဲဘာမှမလုပ်ရဘူး
Sarah explained that in this world, almost all the human beings, we all have less of reflection with wisdom in ourselves. And also, we all have lack in sati, that is mindfulness, and also there is no wisdom. Because of those bad qualities in us, then we will be satisfied only when we want to get it, we are satisfied. If we do not get it, then we get angry. Our mind is trying to take revenge, etc. All these evil minds taking uprising in our mind are because we have failed wisdom and mindfulness.
ဒီလိုပြရတာအားလည်းပဲအများအားဖြင့်စိတ်နဲ့စိတ်ထားတွေကိုဖြတ်မထားလို့တန်ရှင်းတဲ့ဘက်သာမြည်စိတ်ရင်းရည်စီနဲ့တန်ရှင်းမှုများစီလို့ဆိုတော့ကောင်းတဲ့ဘက်ကိုစိတ်ရင်းရည်ပြီးတော့မထားတဲ့အတွက်ဥညွတ်ထားတဲ့အတွက်ဥတည်မထားတဲ့အတွက်ပြည့်ပြီးမထားတဲ့အတွက်ဒီဖြစ်ရတာဆိုတော့ဒီလိုခုတ်ချက်ချက်ရပါတယ်
Sarah is explaining that if we analyze this kind of mind, that means we have never invert or divert or bend our mind to be clean and pure. So that's why if we do not bend our mind to do the meritorious work, that's why our mind is not directed by the purity.
ဘဝရထားပြီးလို့ရှိရင်ဘဝကိုဘယ်လိုလဲပြီးတော့ပုံတော်လိုပေါ့လေလူလောက်ကိုပေးထားတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေမှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့အချိန်မရှိဘဲနဲ့ဥတီချက်မရှိဘဲနဲ့ဒီဘဝကိုဖြောက်အောင်ပေါ့လေဖြောက်ပေးတဲ့ဒီလည်းမရှိဘဲနဲ့တော့တဲ့နေသွားနေတော့လေကာမရာသူကြီးကြောတက်ရမယ်စာကြီးကြောမှပြီးတော့မောင်းနေမောင်းလို့ပေါ့အဲဒီတိတ်တာခိတ်တယ်များတယ်
So once we become as a being, once we are having life, then we just keep our mind just freely. There is no protection, there is no guardian to our mind. Therefore, there is no good aid to our mind as well. So it is somewhat like you are driving a car recklessly. If you are driving a car recklessly, then this will go here and there and you will meet with an accident. So in the same manner, if we keep our mind free, then we are in control.
ဒီသားရဲ့ဒီဘဝဌာနဖြစ်စေဒီသားရဲ့ဆရာကြီးဌာနဖြစ်စေယဟန်ဒီဌာနဖြစ်စေပါလေစိတ်ချဖြောက်နေပြီးဖြောက်လို့ဒီဒီလည်းဖြစ်နေတယ်ဖြစ်လာကြတယ်လေစိတ်ချဖြောက်ပြုတဲ့စာပေတွေပဲလေ့လာရပါတယ်ရှင်းရပါတယ်အဲ့ဒီလိုမျိုးမရှိဘူးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့တူကိုပေါ့လေစိတ်ချဖြောက်အောင်ချတာပါဘူး
Sarah explained that to have an upright mind, maybe we are learning from our parents, maybe we will be learning from our teachers, or maybe we will be learning from our monks, teacher monks. And if we never study how to keep our mind upright and straightforward, and we never read about how to keep our mind straightforward and upright, and we never discuss about how to keep our mind clean and straightforward, that's why our mind will be good in a wise manner.
Choose or achieve the sickly. No job, no widow. No sickly will ever choose one, don't shut up. Then township. Buddha, Father, Buddha, Tadra, Chacha, Father, will never to the Father, my book will never to the Shia. Do the one man, do you hear pillar with a chill and do Peter Yoga? Shocking, chill and shocking, I think he's
have this basic knowledge, we needed to awaken our mind. After we have awakened our mind, we must use properly of this awakened mind. So it doesn't only confine to the people who are following the Buddhism, but it also embraces all the people in this world. Because we all are human beings, then we needed to abide to all the universal laws. That implies to all the human beings to become real human beings. That's why we needed to avoid what we have got.
You know, what's it like Balare? The word of the Mori body. Sick Charlie Lucian, that he had TV, the Miyabi. To look at alcohol, come out to look at Rulavida, Charlie Solution, Pavada Mohammed, a chief owner of Yara. A chief said, soldier never a chief owner of Yara.
So, as for all the human beings, not only in this life, we have these kinds of evil mind in ourselves. So if we do not correct our mind while we are becoming as a human being, then in accordance with the influence of mind pollutants like greed, anger, and delusion, then we will be just following the evil conduct.
You could go on a chili, you could be pippy, so about it. The same one I look at you, the population, do not do that. Call me, never know what my Joshi no. 2 hours, no one is here to 2 million. Macona, you only kill a now Kayama Bodo, so now they tell any population. Touching the areas we know, Maloney, Yara. My man, everybody, not what in Tito, so below. The county, cheese, solid, or Yara. Looking at it, Jolly,
so there are some kind of concept in the human beings that we all thought that there was no previous lifetime, and after this lifetime, all finished. There is no more of becoming. So because of that concept, we will be, this kind of evil will be answering all the evil deeds, whatever they wanted to do. So for these kind of people, they are also hesitate to do all the clean and good moral conduct. So Sarah says, nowadays, especially in this world, currently we can see these kind of men.
ဒီဗုဒ္ဓမြတ်စွာကစိတ်ထားဆောင်ခြင်းတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေရောဆောင်ခြင်းတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေအတွက်ပါပါလိကျင့်နာတနာပြီးတော့ချမ်းသာကြရခြင်းအကြောင်းပါဒါလေးပဲဒါလေးကြည့်ရင်လည်းသူလုပ်ရမယ်လုပ်လို့ရှိရင်လုပ်နေကြတော့ကိုယ်လုပ်ကြည့်တော့စိတ်ထားလေးတွေပြည့်ကင်းတန်ရှင်းပြီးတော့ဖြူစင်မယ်အဲ့ဒါလို့ဆိုရင်လက်ရှိဘဝမှာလည်းပဲဒီဝိသနဲ့ဒီလိုစိတ်ထားနဲ့ဒီလိုကြည့်ရင်ကြည့်ပြီးတော့ဒီတက်ပြီးဖြစ်နေတယ်ဆိုတာပါလေအဲ့ဒါလိုပြောတာရှိပါတယ်
So in accordance with Buddha's teaching, with his enormous compassion, Buddha expounded the Dhamma to those people who have a straightforward mind, and also to those people who are not good in their mind. That's why Buddha expounded, these are the things you have to do. That means from our speech and deeds, we needed to clean or purify from our speech and deeds. So if you pursue this path, then you will become a real human being. Only by doing so, you will have the knowledge as well.
ဒီချမ်းသာလို့ရခြင်းရဲ့အကြောင်းလုံးရမယ်ဖြူစင်တန်ရှင်းတဲ့လူတွေကတော့ကျင်းကျင်းနဲ့မြတ်စွာဘုရားဟောလာတော့သုံးအုပ်စုကိုဟောထားပါတယ်တိဒါနပုံညာနိတိလပုံညာနဲ့သုံးဘာဝနာပုံညာအဲဒီသုံးမျိုးကိုဟောထားပါတယ်
So to attain the benefits of the bliss, Buddha has expounded in three main groups. These three main groups are, number one is dana punya, that is to do charity or generosity. And second is sila punya, that is the merits by observing the morality. And the third is bhavana punya, that is to cultivate a mind.
ဒီပုံညာသုံးမျိုးထဲမှာ ဒါနပုံညာအလွယ်ဆုံးနဲ့အလွယ်ဆုံးကစပြီးပြတ်သွားတယ်မြတ်စွာဘုရားဘာဖြစ်လို့လွယ်တယ်ဆိုတော့ကိုယ်မှာပြီးစီရကန်းစီရဒီရှိစားရရပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ပုံစံမဖြစ်ဖြစ်ပေါ့ဒီရှိလို့ရှိရင်ကိုကြီးမသုံးပဲလေဒီဘာတွေကိုလည်းပဲညပြီးတော့သုံးတဲ့နည်းပေါ့ ကိုယ်ပစ္စည်းလေးကိုဘာကိုတန်တန်နဲ့ပြေးပြီးတော့သုံးတဲ့နည်းပေါ့ပါဠိလိုဒါနပေါ့ဒီကံကြီးဆုံးတယ်ဒီကံကြီးရောသူပြီးကြရောသူရှုကြရောသူရှိဒီကံလိုရဲ့စေတနာရှိပြီးတော့ဒီကံနာညသုံးတာအဲဒါနပုံညာ
Sarah explained about the first kind, that is dana punya. That means the act of generosity or to do charity. And this practice is the easiest for the human beings. Because if you have a material gift or something to give to the others, and also you have the intention from your mind to share the goodness of you, so you share all the materialities or give away the generosity. So this is easy to practice. So that means you must have a material gift, and also you must have a volition. The intention from the mind must be there, so you can practice dana punya.
ကိုယ်နဲ့စောစောပိုင်းကစကားခံရပါတယ်ပုံညာဆိုမိမိရဲ့ဘဝဖြစ်စီကိုဖြူစင်တန်ရှင်းစေတဲ့သဘောလေဒုတိယဘဝလေးဆရာတော်ဆရာရှာလို့အဲ့ဒါကြီးတက်တာပါလေဆိုတော့တနာပြီးတော့ပြေးလာလို့ရှိတယ်ပြီးတော့ခုံကြီးရှိလို့အကျင့်စာရိတ္တကောင်းပြီးတာမျိုးလည်းရှိပါတယ်အကြောင်းတစ်ခုကြောင့်ပြေးလာမျိုးတော့ဒါနတော့ဖြစ်တတ်ပါတယ် As a Dana Pubis, Dana should go to my king with you. Go and be single, my body. To a town, Dana for them, Dana should Tamatari be single now. To a town who came. When I'm being alone, the global of the air, I'm not going to see the jewel of my was it as an entity, but in the way it was able. And the Mulana, since I call you a little cheap or a little piece of them, don't I need a cover? Don't I earn it on it? Whatever you made the heads and I mean, teaching and I'm by out. I don't have a good piece of it. Hello, people. To be a good job and keep with you. To a town of Canada. But your quality to do, Tanaya, Julia, Mamioya, Namichi, and Empire. And a lower thing for it. The who owns some lower king for it. To look on, I did the who owns some lower. This soil. The keep the cheese out of it. Buddha Yakin, Buddha Panyan, Buddha civilization is Sikari. You sign a Sikari.
So, with the word Punya, there is meritorious or the good words. By doing so, we are making our life clean, pure. So, for example, if you want to do generosity or giving away, sometimes you will donate food to a needy people, or because you have seen the great good for that people, with due respect you gave your materiality for the benefit of that person. So, when we are practicing dana or charity, we mustn't have attachment to the materiality that we are going to donate. And there must be no attachment at all. And also, although there's a benefits, we mustn't aim for the benefits to be accrued by doing so. And also, in our mind too, our mind must be pure, and there must be no aim to get popularity to the others, and no aim to show off to others. So whether your dana, your charity is big or small, it doesn't matter. But as long as if your mind is freed from all these impurities of wanting to be popular, you want to show off that because you have this so and so, I am the only one who can give this so and so. With these thoughts, that means your mind is swathed or covered up with drawback or greed. That means you are a selfish person. Whenever we do charity, we must do it selflessly. We mustn't concern ourselves. So in that way, if we are doing with selfishness, then you are not having a mind of the evil. So whenever a person is doing this act of generosity, we must have in mind that we want that person to be in this, and we want that person to have whatever is needed to him or her. So in that way, if you practice dana, then this is a real kusala, this is a real merit. So also you have a good mind for the bliss of that recipient, then because of your good consideration towards that recipient, that means your mind is having loving kindness towards this person. So that's why when you are doing this kind of dana, you are also having nidya or loving kindness.
This is the Sikariha. In Nango, Chinasia Gomez Sikari. The Russian city and Jama city. Nancy Mira Girochi, take the governor. Kutia Umara City and Yakumara City. Which is Nasia, Siberia, Sisosia, Mosia, Juna, Solution. Say, change the Pogo. Yet another secret that she only made so that teacher would have a Pogo Solution. Town and Togani Killer. They go Tanaka to Buddha from Italy, Italy. Siberia, Sisosia, and Buddha, Town of Kitty, Jaunoma. Chain training, kill the dog, be of London. But you don't do a Tashini now. The kingdom doesn't get a celebrity cases. You have to done a bit of time, Italy, Pagori, Solution, to ride for my boy. A county, Sitari, Silver, and Mia Arship, Chichi at the world. Chichi the body Agomichi in the Belma. You want to go in my Tashi, the body area, the few, the dancing of Bala. The work of the Togoha, also will be in the Belma. By the Killer. Moody, the city, Killer. You came on it. The China could say, like I didn't know. We are consulting a city in a way of color. Choosy one to a city in a way of color. Simon and Beta in the Pema. No Pema dancing with a parallel. You want to go in my trashy to what you are. Ukavaloga. Mia option. Buddha Karanam in the Pere Parama. And to get me to see culture for me.
So, whenever you have the consideration for maybe a few or many people, for them you be good state, then if your mind is not controlled, then you don't have that kind of mentality. So wherever your mind is directed, then because your mind is not tamed and not controlled, then whatever the condition arises, conduce you to arise, dosa, that means anger, you will develop anger instantly. But once you have constructed our mind in taming of it, then you can control your mind in time. And also it won't happen wrong. That anger won't happen in your mind wrong. So that you can control and guard your mind. So because of that kind of mental attitude towards the other, not only you have controlled your defiant mind in yourself, but also the good one you are looking for the others will ensue in your mind, that will crop up in your mind. That means these are the qualities that is present in noble good people. In the noble and good people, they always have a good mind, good will. So because of the good will, there is no more of anger. There is no more of wanting to take revenge. There is no more of impure mind. But instead, only one is considering for the goodness of others. As well, there will be purity of mind, and also there is a consideration for the benefits of the others. So these are the qualities that happen in good and evil people. But nowadays, in this world, these qualities are lacking in many people. In other words, they are lacking in the or kindness.
You see, to pay that money, see that you do. Won't you get the world again? But you never the world again. You say somebody, only let the body sit really set your kid at a point. The point, if I put up there, who use the dinner any Pogana, they were dancing your power. Who do Mabaki, Yabo Mabaki? Congress again a meter 6 sheet power. The Pedapro, go to a bed. Same chicken from a shade from a baron. That is the same who kisses in her. She was here, by Shallow, and a Kina Mugo. Kina Mugo in a prayer. Mita and a prayer, cut your power. The Simon and Mita Tarado, who did it with a Kingalo. King and another yesterday to a king or a Dana to the family, Mita could take you over it. She chosen to see. She is a looking at the woman. We that she and the other she and the money. For a level of the other channel of Gina, let's say,
So whenever you are giving away your material to the others, when that person is getting what he or she is needed, then you feel very happy. You see them receive what you have given to give about. That is Konya. That is the meritorious work you are doing. If you are doing that meritorious work, at that moment, your mind is freed from hatred, anger. And not only that, you will have endurance in your mind, you will have forgiveness in your mind, and even you will reach to the point of self-sacrifice. So that means because you are rendering for the benefits of the others, your mind has these good qualities. And also, you don't want other people to be hurt or suffer because of you. And you don't want many people will suffer because of I and you. So in that way, you are also having compassion. So if you have that compassion, there is no cruelty at all. If you have that loving kindness, then there is no hatred at all. So that's why whenever one is doing this generosity, you are also adding this metta karuna, that is loving kindness and compassion, with the act of your generosity. It is somewhat like if you have an individual cleanliness or a group cleanliness, you need to have that compassion.
The consumer will not be able to see the Indians looked at consumer. The Indians will have you don't blame my body. But I will not put it. The Indian is here, right? That Chile could not see that you in Chile could not see that you come to yes, but that Chile could not see that you to go on Sunday, Mundi and you will yesterday you will my mother and you will only shows you the other day as well. Give me the Arana Pidin, Sasari Savisi, Sapiri, and Pidin, and Jamaica. You do your Martin and Ishino, ကိုယ့်ရဲ့အပြုအမူပေါ်မှာလည်းဒီတိုင်းပဲတရှိရင်ကြည့်တဲ့ဘုရားစိတ်ဓာတ်ပြုမှုတွေကကောင်းလို့ရမတန်ရှိတဲ့လောဘဒေါသမောဟလိုလိုက်ပြီးတော့ကိုယ်သာရခြင်းနဲ့သူများတွေပဲလုံးနေပြီမုန်းကြီးတဲ့ဒေါသတွေရစ်စစ်တဲ့ဒေါသတွေပြီးလို့ရှိရင်ဒါဆိုးကျိုးရတယ်ဆိုတော့မတည့်တဲ့စိတ်လောဆောင်ရှိဒုက္ခရောက်တဲ့ဆိုတော့ဒီစိတ်ရှိအဲ့ဒါဒီတိထားတော့မတည့်တာကြီးလောဘဒေါသမောဟလုံးကျဲရဲစက်နဲ့အပြုအမူတွေကျူတိထားတော့ရှောင်းတာရှောင်းတော့ဆိုးကျိုးရပါကောင်းတဲ့ကိုယ်လုံးစိတ်ဓာတ်ပြုရကောင်းရရတယ်ဆိုဒီစိတ်ဓာတ်ကျူတိထားတော့များသောအားဖြင့်ကောင်းတာတွေရွေးလို့တော့ကောင်းကျိုးတွေရတယ်ဆိုးကျိုးတဲ့ရိုင်းဆိုင်တဲ့ကိုယ်လုံးစိတ်ဓာတ်ပြုရဆိုးကျိုးရတယ်ဆိုဒီစိတ်ဓာတ်ရှိတာတော့တတ်နိုင်ဆုံးစိတ်ပြောင်းပြောင်းထားပြီးတော့တတိနဲ့ရှောင်းနဲ့ရှောင်းတော့ဆိုးကျိုးရတာတွေနဲ့ကောင်းကျိုးရတာတွေများလာမယ်အဲဒီဒီစိတ်ဓာတ်တည်ကြည့်ပါ
whenever we are practicing punya or whenever we are doing the miraculous work, we needed to do it with knowledge. So if we are doing with knowledge, that is the best kind of practice you are doing. So whenever we are purifying speech, deeds, and from our mind, then not only you are making yourself pure, but you are also making yourself blameless from the others. Nobody can blame you because you are doing good. Because you are doing good, there is no hatred, there is no cruelty, there is no foolishness. So it is somewhat like if you are taking nourishing food. If you are taking a nourishing food, you will be in good health and you are well nourished. So in the same manner, if we are purifying our speech, deeds, and from our mind, then we will be having the effect of the purity. But instead, foolishly, if we are thinking that if we are doing the evil things, it's like you are taking the poisonous food or a bad food. Then if you are taking the poisonous food, you will be suffering from any kind of illness. But beforehand, if we have the knowledge that these are the things which are good for one, and these are the things which are not good for one, because of that knowledge, then whenever we needed to avoid things, we will be avoiding. Whatever the things which is beneficial, we will be doing. So because of avoiding the evils and doing the goods, what happened to that is that person will be achieving only the good of that.
So Mimi practice Anya practice people pure Jazigo inside the Bola solution. It is pure Jazia Masitari. You can Joshi Shiva, that here. Timothy, that chia. Duration Timothy is in a new Chicha or Chiano, look at what's as you look, those as you go to Julia, Juma Kina. Three digits a day out. You thought I party into my head. You thought Raga, Boku, me, Pada, me, or the Kawashi, you got in the Chia.
Sarah is explaining that human beings, we all are very different from the animals. So because we are very different from the animals, whether you are doing for your own self or for the others or for the community, then whatever you are going to do, this what you are going to do must be blameless. And we must consider or we must comprehend whether it is good or bad, whether it is beneficial or not beneficial. If it is beneficial, but if it is faulty, then we shouldn't do. It must be blameless and faultless, and it must be beneficial. Only if we are taking up these two groups, to practice, then it will bring only the benefits for all the human beings. Sarah explained that these facts not only confine to the people who are in the spheres of Buddhism, but it also embraces to all the humans in the world, because we all are humans.
လူသားတိုင်းဟာအဲ့လိုအခြေခံလေးသိစိတ်ဓာတ်တွေပိုင်ထားပါတယ်။ပိုင်ထားလို့ကိုယ်ပစ္စည်းကိုသူများနဲ့မျှဝေပြီးတော့သုံးဆောင်ပြီးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ကိုယ်ရုပ်နဲ့မှပါရတကူဟုတ်ဆံပါရဘူးလောကကြီးရတယ်မိတ္တာပါလို့မုန်းကြီးဒေါသကြီးရတယ်ကျင့်မှုပါလို့ရေးစစ်တဲ့ဒေါသကြီးမှာလည်းအဲ့ဒါကိုလုံးပုံရတယ်ကြီးပဲဖြစ်နေတာလေကြီးကျူးရှိပြီးတည်တဲ့ဖြစ်နေပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့သိကောင်းတာပေါ့အဲ့ဒီသိကောင်းတဲ့နေရာမှာအကောင်းဆုံးမှာဘဝအတည်ဖြစ်တာဘဝတည်ဖြစ်တာဥတည်ရမယ်ညာတော့ဖြစ်ပြီးဒီကလောဘတည်ဖြစ်တော့ဆိုရင်ကိုချစ်ခင်တဲ့မိသားစုနဲ့လောဘဆုံးမလို့ဆုံးရှုံးသွားပြီနောက်တဲ့ဘဝတည်ဖြစ်တာကိုပဲမဖြစ်တာကိုပဲကြောက်စရာကြီးကိုရှိရထင်တတ်ပါတယ်
As all the human beings, we all need to have these fundamental or basic qualities. That is, we mustn't render ourselves we mustn't have selfish thoughts. That is, we will be free from the anger. If there is no anger and no hatred, then our mind will be fulfilled with loving kindness and compassion. So, based on these loving kindness and compassion, then we will be rendering whenever we are practicing any good, whether it is beneficial or not, we will comprehend in our mind. So, but better than that is we must have a main aim to reach to a point where there is no becoming in the future time. But there are people in this world, when they know that the main aim is not to become as a being, then they think it is a frightening thought or it is a frightening practice.
What is the picture where the people of the Amana is choose the Yamani? Your Babaku doesn't be a what if he is a who are beauty matter all around the genetic the budget about the lot of the lot of the here. Support. It's only you see a level, the Jayama, Nara, Tila or Tila. No Tila, Shila. Kushida, China, young, Piashi, the president, young. China is a China, Geology is a Yata is a theory. Geology is a Dwara is a theory. Geology is a Leda is a theory. Chalavan is a who. Eliabu, German and the level. He is Dwara, the new Jimiro, and a living team. The Eliabu is German. Kushi, Sissia, Timman and a book is daughter. Kukuiru Java, she always in theatre and Yono. I hope you have Tia and Pigas as the only right to take at all. He doesn't there, Chituli, he doesn't care for the Lord, who you had to see, and you had to see. Chaparoma and Boromia from Chicago. He would never, as I told me, now never wanted Yamas and a direct to what if people are dancing with a killer? What if no charity, Janani by Jamana? What if no charity by Jamana? Jamana. Get a common will. A little theater. What if you sit at Jaila, consider your channel? That's why we are good. What if you sit at what if you hit a channel, Kuresha Buddha? Kuresha Buddha, a channel, go. That's why you go to sing Buddha. You go, Lanjama, what if you hit a Lanjama? What if you hit a Kidizari Jampinia? What if you hit a Lanjama? And there's a bit who young is a machine, what did appear? W. Bellow. Alors, en tant que oiseau, il y a un unité qu'on a de voir un empire. Oiseau pied, où il y a la terre, cousin, c'est plusieurs siens, plusieurs siens de l'empire. Et le chana. Et le chana, le chana, il y a ça, il y a courir chaque nuit, courir hoger. À côté de ma petite atouta, elle dit, Amaga, il y a chana. I'm just very looking inside in a check on my soil. Lulu, the Kuduli, Piluchena, to watch another yard. Government of Ghana, the dinner will check on the message of the table. Any channel ever. 20 on Kona Chana. 3 round Kona Chana, Amaga Chana, 2 channel of Chana, who go to Gavadaria, video Kona. Kilo Kona.
Concerning this point, there are some who have the understanding that not begun is not good. So, if we extend our minds, if we are coming to understand that if there is no more of becoming, there is no more of the chain of the events of the suffering. So, once you become as a being, from time to time we are aging. From month to month, year to year, we are aging. Then not only we are aging and getting older and older, but we have to succumb to sickness at one time, and we have to deal with death. So not only that, while we are alive, because of the presence of physical body, we have to suffer body suffering. Because of our mind's presence, we have the mental suffering. Because of this physical suffering, then we all know now that even for one sit, we have lots of pain here and there. Then we want to change our body posture time and again. So supposing if you just sit all the while, if you just stand all the while, or if you just walk all the while without changing your posture too, then because of the stagnation of the blood circulation, you can meet with death as well. That's why whenever there is a presence of body, we have to suffer the body suffering. Whenever we have this mind, whatever this mind has to suffer, we have to suffer. So that's why Sayadaw is saying that even during this talk, because maybe we all have a mind, but Sayadaw is talking too long and not yet finished. So because we have this pain and so forth. And not only that, but at one time or the other, we have to be separated by our loved ones, and we have to meet with sorrow, grief, and lamentation. And all these are inevitable, unavoidable. We have to meet at one time or the other. Why? Because we have this body or we have this life. So the best is not becoming. So there are some who don't like this concept of not becoming. They think it is not good. But as for the Lord Buddha, who himself has practiced, and he has achieved this bliss by not becoming anymore as a being. So because there is no more of becoming, Sayadaw asks us when there is no more of becoming, what will left to be? When there is no more of becoming, there is nothing is left. No point of suffering is left. So because of we are becoming as being from one lifetime after another is because of the presence of Isa of the Parami in us. Accordingly, we have to become as a being in the way accordingly. So only once we have achieved taking the first mega or once you become a Sattva, then it becomes a little bit less. You have not to suffer at the suffering state. But however, even Sattva, so whenever body suffering, you have to suffer. You have to suffer this physical thing. As for the Lord Buddha, who in himself have achieved his knowledge with his own experience and understanding, or Buddha understood those complete bliss by cessation of his body and mind is the real peace and real bliss. That's why, for the benefits of all the beings, Buddha has discovered this practice. So, as for us, all the human beings nowadays, we all pursue in the worldly wealth or worldly happiness. But this worldly happiness won't exist long, because at times we have to suffer as well. So these worldly bliss or happiness it is deadly good and fatally good.
Good old you are the Dana, you are the Kriya. The Kriya, Dana Siduchi, when I'm lower than Moha, and you did it and Senabolo, who we are less separate. We were kissing the and she ought to be Daha Chanda Jay, Joshi. Chanda Brauti, Chanda Yamalaya, Direct Chanda, Guluago, Dulebisi, people, Yari, she like on the way. Uru Kahoni, Dana Kahoni, Jumbi, Jubi Lampona, no pity of work on the over somebody, Saudi, Pide, Nenam, Karabe. Absolutely, but Kujidia, Mamma Badi, Karabe.
So as mentioned, if we are practicing this dana, then by doing this real dana, while we are doing so, our mind is freed from greed, anger, etc. So in that way, we are really working on this punya or real meritorious works. So this meritorious works will conduce one to attain the real bliss. Because you have fulfilled the needs of the other people or the recipient. That's why you are doing this meritorious work. So if you are doing this meritorious work, because you have this punya or good merits in you, then you are channeling or you are giving the path for your past good karma to crop up in this lifetime. And not only that, from here and after, you will have Boga Sappati, you will have wealth and property in the next lifetime as well. But these are just the bliss, but there is no conduct as to the words.
You go to the pound of town, Tautia to your lover, the Tonga to India, over King Asoka, see Tomasoka. To a Buddha Sapudi, India, near Maori, Yao Padu, they are talking about Chapsari, Chapchati, and I need to give her. Punya, Mahane, Tana Punya, these are ဒါပေမဲ့လို့လူတက်ရင်မြတ်တယ်ခုနဆိုလိုကပြောခဲ့တဲ့အတိုင်းလူတက်လို့ရှိရတယ်မြတ်တဲ့ဌာနခေါ်တယ်လူတက်တော့မြတ်တဲ့အတွက်သူကလည်းကနိဗ္ဗာန်ရောက်ကြောင်းအကျင့်ကောင်းမဟုတ်ပြီပဲလို့ဒီပညာကျောင်းအကျင့်ကောင်းတွေလမ်းဖွင့်သွားတတ်ပါလေအဲ့လိုသူကချက်ချရတယ်ဒီဘုရားတို့တရားတော်မှာတူတယ်ဒါနဲ့လည်းမကိကြတယ်ဖြစ်တော့ဘုရားဟောကြားတဲ့အတိုင်းပေါ့လေအထောက်ကမီဒီယာကြီးသူကြောက်စားလည်းမပြတဲ့အတိုင်းပေါ့ဒါနဟာဒီကုသတရားလည်းမပါဘူးမပါဘူးပဲလို့သူလည်းလို့ရှိရင်ကုသတရားလမ်းကြောင်းဖွင့်အောင်နဲ့ဘုရားတို့ဘောဆန်နဲ့ဒီရှိကိုမမောတာပြောရတဲ့အကျိုးမမျိုးတာပြောတာမိတ္တမပါတာကရုဏာမပါတာအတိယမပါတာအဲ့ဒီတရားတွေတော့ကုသတရားလည်းမပေါ်ဘူးဒီဘုရားရှိပြတဲ့ဉာဏ်နာကကုသတရားလည်းပေါ်တယ်အဲ့တော့ဘုရားကြီးတူတူကနည်းနည်းပဲပြုပြီးဉာဏ်နာလည်းပြုပြီးကုသတရားလည်းပေါ်အောင်ဉာဏ်နာကိုပြုတတ်ပါစေလို့လေးလေးနက်နက်ပြောရတဲ့ဒီနေ့တရားဆုံးတာပါ
with Buddha's teaching about 2,000 years ago, there arose a king named Asoka, and he has erected pillars, and on those pillars were inscribed the Buddha's teaching. And in that he mentioned that among those punya, among those meritorious deeds, then dana is the minor form. Although it is a minor form, to be done, if you know how to practice this dana of generosity properly, then it will enhance you to reach to the point to Nirvana. So that is, it will enhance you for the path to open to reach to Nirvana. So Sarah says, now Sarah is teaching the path that is to be open to reach to Nirvana, starting from this dana. In dana, there is no conduct is inclusive to the act of generosity or charity. But if there is greed, if there is anger, or if there is ulterior motive, or if there is lack of metta, loving kindness or compassion, then these kind of practice are not good for one. Only with purity of mind, if one is practicing dana in a systematic and proper way, then that will conduce one to open the path to reach to the cessation of suffering. That's all for tonight.
Thank you.